we are live with this week's Mist of Ravenloft. I am the Dungeon Master for this evening, and let's go around and say, how everybody's doing, see who we are, who'll be playing. Unfortunately, we will not have Mr. Magnus Deepshaft or Elam Deewood Jr., because Elam Deewood Jr. is traveling back from D&D Live, from, the descent, so don't feel too sorry for him. But our dear Magnus is currently visiting family, so we will have him back with us next week. So we're going to start off with our resident boy wizard, Ron Wesley. Shiny Pilot, how are you?
Doing okay. Birthday wizard, I believe he was, right?
Yes, birthday, you use birthday party magic.
Yeah, birthday party magic, yes. Still learning the best kind of birthday party magic to use, but
It takes
interested
time.
to see what happens tonight. Yeah, so I'm Shiny Pilot 206, playing Ron. Excited.
Awesome. Alright, we've also got our fantastic and lovely Nuggetosaurus.
Hi, I'm Nuggetosaurus. I play Amber Vanastra, the Divine Soul Sorceress, otherwise known as the Death Priest, apparently.
Yeah, the Death Priest.
Our dear friend Elam Deewood Jr. I believe I'm currently inspecting a statue, correct?
Yeah, you just found like a canopic jar that had been broken. It's got some old crusty bits on the inside.
Yes, so that's what I'm doing.
Alright, and last but certainly not least, Merrick Tinpenny.
Oh, hello. Yes, I'm Deception Check. I'll be playing Merrick Tinpenny, the not pirate, possibly sailor, something along those lines. And I'm standing around behind a crowd that seems to be thinking that maybe Mr. Magnus is a bad guy. But I'm looking resplendent in my double hyena-headed thingy-mabobber now. So.
Yes, your double-headed jackal cloak.
Jackal cloak, yes.
Yes, your two-headed jackal cloak. Hopefully this week I won't break for a full 3 minutes thinking about double-headed jackal boots. That was fun last week. But let's give a little recap of what happened last week. We are currently running through the module Touch of Death. Our adventurers, I wouldn't quite call them heroes yet, are in the town of Mudar. They have discovered some things are going strangely. They have suspicions about a couple of things, but they're pretty sure they know where they have to go on the night of Thoth, which is tomorrow night. But after they did a little bit of shopping around town, some snooping around the temple while the High Priestess Izu was away, they found a few pieces of scraps of paper that might give them information. Ambara and Magnus are currently at the temple, trying to pry out a bit more information. Merrick, Elam, Ron, and Elam's young ward, Squire, Bali, he is with them as well, and they are investigating a crowd that is gathered around a mourning woman. She's holding this man in her arms. He appears to have been gouged through by a bladed weapon, which none of the locals really use around here. And in his hand, it was revealed that he had a scrap of clothing that had been ripped off of one of Magnus's robes that he had purchased here not a couple days earlier. And so the crowd is beginning to suspect and wonder if Magnus and or his friends committed this heinous murder. So let's pick up right there, at the crowd, at this, we'll call it a pre-mob. That Merrick, Ron, Bali, and Elam are standing at the back of. And Merrick, you had the best view, so you're able to kind of see what's going on and hear what's going on. Everyone else didn't really have a great view or was getting jostled around a bit. What do you guys do?
That's an excellent question. I look around and I see Ronnie there. Is Elam with us still?
For now, yes.
Okay.
He's about to go off and take one of his legendary 14-hour naps, but
right.
For right now, he's with you. Yes.
I'll look at Ronnie and Elam and Bali. Like, I'm not sure we'll be able to talk our way out of this one. We might want to start backing away quickly. Head back to the temple, maybe. That might be the safest place to be.
That's good. They look very angry.
Roger that. Come on, Bali. Let's go. And Elam turns on his heel and power walks to the temple.
turn away and walk away nonchalantly.
Okay. I'd like everyone to give me stealth checks.
Oh, I said nonchalantly. Can I
know
have a
it's
nonchalant check?
Yeah, what would you like to roll for a nonchalant check?
Let's see. I would use my wisdom because I'm being very wise about walking away without
I'd allow a deception. You could roll deception or stealth.
deception or stealth.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. I'm feeling generous today because I
stealth
may have
is actually
terrified
higher.
my Call of Cthulhu players a bit much, so I'll take it easier.
All
You
right,
guys right
fine.
here.
Nope.
Well, let's see what the rest of y'all get.
So much for my rolls being good.
Ron got a 15. Oh yeah, I got to roll for Elam because he ain't here. All right, let me pull up his character sheet because I have access to that as the almighty and powerful DM. All right, I think he's proficient. No, he is not. Let's see what he gets. 17. He did pretty good. And then young Bali here, he's proficient in stealth. So, oh, he gets a whole +5. Only level 1. So good. 16. Alright, so it was a group stealth check. So the group of y'all are able to power walk or nonchalantly turn around and stride away without the group seeming to notice you guys were there. And you guys walk back to the temple?
That's the plan. Yes.
Okay. So just real casual, like nonchalant, just weave your way at that. Let's go back to the temple. Ambara, you had just investigated this canopic jar.
Yes, I believe I picked up all the pieces and put them into my bag.
Yes, because you thought Ron might be able to mend it for you when he gets back.
Yes. I don't think there's much else I can do here. This statue gives me the creeps, so I'm going to excuse me. I'm going to go head on back up, I guess.
Okay. So you start to head back up, and Magnus goes, I'm tired. I'm going to take a nap. And, yes.
Right, whatever.
Yes,
Go ahead.
that's what I thought. And he will go off, and he promptly just plops himself onto the priestess's bed, because it is the nicest bed in the house, and almost instantaneously starts snoring.
Yeah.
So, you kind of head back upstairs. So
Yes,
Magnus flopped down.
Yeah, I'll watch him do that, and then I guess I will go. I just kind of want to roam around the temple and check out the statue some more and see what's going on.
Okay. So yeah, give me like a investigation or perception check.
Let's go. Oh, I should probably get my sheet open. That'd be smart.
Maybe. Might need your sheet at some point.
Maybe. You got yourself up there. Don't meow at me.
Cats.
Cats. We are gonna go with perception. 17.
17. Alright, so you're looking around at these statues and stuff. And you kind of just take note of all the gods and goddesses that are statues here. You see that there's god of earth, air, moisture and rain. See one's like righteous god of vengeance, and he's got like a falcon head. He looks pretty cool. You see that one is Set, god of jealousy, secrets. You see one that's like the goddess of motherhood, and you're kind of looking at the wall. Like there's a bunch of wall murals and like little pieces of tile and stuff, and you recognize it's that tale that has been told to you a couple of times about the pharaoh Ankhtapat. You recognize it, but what you notice here that maybe you didn't quite, maybe it wasn't in the tellings you heard, that the pharaoh is practically himself considered a god, equal to their sun god, which was named Ra. So, sometimes you're looking at like the kids and stuff, and they look like in like a family tree kind of thing. It looks like the children are of the whatever pharaoh is currently at rule appear to be the sons and daughters of Ra until they obtain pharaohhood themselves, or just murder each other. Happens.
Interesting.
All right. As you're kind of looking at that, going, interesting. Merrick, Elam power walks in with Bali and says, "We are going to go take a nice long nap in the back. At least I am. Bali, you just keep your head down, boy. And
You think that now is the appropriate time for that, do you?
I did not get a wink of sleep while I was on watch last night, and you know what? I think it's catching up with me. I think that we are most efficient laying low if we are to, just out, just asleep. They will not notice me if I am not making any noise.
Fine.
All right. He goes to the back and claims a cot and takes a nap.
Bali,
Yes.
don't take after this part of Elam. Everything else is great, but that one,
He does tend to sleep a lot.
more than's healthy, I think.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Good point. Ronnie, what do you think? Is it too healthy is it not healthy to sleep that long, or should we all be sleeping more? You've gone to college.
I've heard stories about like these little sores forming on your skin if you sleep too much.
Like a boil.
I guess. They didn't specify, so I never wanted to sleep that long to find out.
All right. I'll have to keep that in mind.
I think too much sleep is probably bad.
I would agree. Takes away from all the time drinking or something else fun.
We should have some serious words with them about this.
Maybe an intervention? A nap intervention?
That's a great idea, Bali. We'll have to look into that too. But for right now, we need to figure out why that scrap of Magnus's dress was in that dead man's hand.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh! Hi, Embar.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Hi.
Hi, Ronald. Oh, Ron, do you think you could fix this for me? And I'll pull out the canopic jar and all the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I think I might.
And he's gonna whip out of his pocket some glue, and no, I'm kidding.
And he sits there with his 3D puzzle for 6 hours.
He'll grab all the pieces that you hand to him in his hands, and he'll kind of sit down on the floor and eyeball some of them how they need to be together, and he'll start doing a puzzle piece on the floor right there, actually, and kind of like mending, like
Yeah,
each little
so you're
piece.
putting the
just
pieces together and casting mending as you do.
Yeah.
Is this jar like a pottery jar?
In a way.
Okay, Roger.
There's some crusty stuff kind of stuck to the backside of some of these pieces.
No, you need to clean your pottery jars better. There's still some leftover dirt in there.
I wouldn't do that.
It's just dirt. It's fine.
Just don't. No,
Oh.
don't, Ronald. Don't. Just leave it the way it is. It'll be totally fine.
Okay.
So Ron's able to fix your jar, and he only licks it once with his second mom thumb.
I sometimes worry about the boy, Mbara.
Yeah.
Now, what were you asking? Why we're trying to lay low, I think.
Yes. What's going on with Magnus's clothes and a dead man? On a dead man?
Well, we went to the leatherworker and we got our stuff, and then we were just kind of wandering around the shop and just at the market. There was a big group of people all standing around a woman that her husband had been killed by some sort of bladed object or whatnot, and in his hand there was a piece of his last dress, that really scarily transparent one.
They looked very angry.
When did this man die?
It was hard to tell. I was kind of just like looking over everyone. I didn't really have a chance to ask because I was too busy leaving.
That's fair, I suppose.
I figure it's only going to be a bit of time before about 10 to 30 angry villagers come knocking on the door.
Well, that's not very good.
No, normally in a situation like that, I'd just say kill them all and let their gods sort it out. But there's only a few of us, and Elam's taking a fucking another nap.
Oh, maybe we
Well,
should kill people anyways. I mean, we just got done fighting off zombies after all. What if they turn to zombies?
Then we'll get to kill him twice.
Magnus is also taking a nap, apparently.
Is it catching?
I guess.
Maybe it's another curse.
It could be. I would not be surprised.
Should kiss
Oops.
him, see if you can wake him up.
No.
Sorry.
Speaking of curses, where's the high priestess?
She left a note
Oh,
over there.
does,
I don't remember what it says.
does the note say, "Sorry, I'm gone for a while, framing you guys for murder"?
That could be it, sure.
Great.
You look over to the-
oddly specific.
You walk over to the note. It's got like a little rock on the top on the altar, and it says, "Just stepping out for a bit." Basically, this is I don't have the exact wording written down, but stepping out for a bit, going to tend to an ill villager. Be back later this afternoon.
Hmm.
Now, the only strange thing is that garment that Magnus was wearing. He was wearing it when we were attacked by the zombies in the sand. But
Correct.
he got rid of it after that.
In the Vistoni encampment, correct?
Well, we broke that down. It's all packed up in the. I don't know what he did with it though. He just said he was going to throw it away or something.
I don't know.
Neither do I.
It looks like someone is trying to frame him and therefore us with murder.
And Ron looks up from his puzzle.
Why would anybody want to do that? We're just travelers.
Ron, we've been meddling in things ever since we got to any town of relevance.
If I may, I beg to differ. I think things keep meddling with us.
That's a good
fair.
point, Ronnie.
Yeah, that's fair.
We've got really bad luck.
We do.
You more
Probably.
than most.
Yeah, it's probably all those curses on you.
You're probably right. You all should run while you can, else another kraken's gonna come and eat our ship. Or there's gonna be like a giant desert worm that's gonna pop out of the ground and eat the whole town.
Or a mummy lord, you know.
Ron just freezes at that like he's the curse. He's got connections going in his head.
I'm cursed, I knew it.
Keep working on that puzzle, Ron.
Ron kind of looks down at the pot, and this just starts feeling so insignificant anymore. It's just a pot. I mean, why bother? Why bother?
Magnus walks over and hands Ron a bottle. Take a swig of this, son. It'll calm you down. Just a swig, son. Just a swig.
Ron grabs the canopic jar that's mostly done and pours some into the
No,
jar.
damn it!
He's gonna he'll give the bottle back to him, and he'll take a swig from the pot.
Huh?
Ambar is just like,
You know, gamey, but it's nice and clean. You know?
I am sure that the rum will clean that up.
It's got some
Oh.
weird flavor. Like, he took a swig from the bottle, and then he told you just a swig, so he poured some into the jar. It's got like a weird. It's
It's got a weird
refreshing-
curse-like flavor.
Just
you know?
maybe a bit. It kind of like your mouth is just dry after drinking that, and it's got like a
That's
dusty
a-
feel.
It's a little chalky.
yeah, Ambar is just like for the next minute.
Got a real like
I,
it tastes, and the flavor you get, it kind of tastes like embalming fluid smells. It's real weird.
Now, quick
I think
question.
your drink's off, Merrick.
It's fine. Your taste buds are broken. Looking back at the temple map,
Yes.
to get to the roof, you have to go outside and climb a ladder.
Yes.
Okay. Merrick's going to head to the door and look outside.
Okay.
Does he see a crowd of people coming with pitchforks and torches?
Not yet.
Everyone, I think our best option is to go to the roof and pull the ladder up. We can sit up there, we can make plans, and when we decide to come down, we can come down. They can't get up.
Are we
Or
going
if they
to
can, then we can push them over.
Are we going to bring our sleeping companions with us?
I mean, sure.
They're so tired. They're just so tired.
I mean, look, they could sleep on the roof. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Do you really think Magnus is going to go for that?
Well, if we tell him there's a mob of people that want to kill him, maybe. Probably not. No.
the
Probably
people
not.
love me. I can just see it now. What are you
Alright.
talking about? I was voted best prince of Deep Chef Clan 12 years running.
You know, the last
I'm
time
only-
something like that was said, a revolution started. I swear. I swear.
I'm only just saying. I think that it's a much more defensible position.
Oh, I agree. I think getting Magnus there is going to be an issue.
I mean, we could just.
So, how big is that secret room? Could we fit all of us in there?
It's a Harry Potter closet.
God,
It's
okay.
underneath the stairwell, and most of it is shelves of scrolls.
Probably shove Magnus in there. Just to keep him safe.
Let's just wait at the door for the group to come, and then we'll see what happens.
All right.
I mean, it's either that or we go out into the desert and play with sand lions and whatever else is out there.
Giant antlions.
Thank you, buddy.
Giant scorpions.
There's those two,
Jackal
yes.
bears.
Yeah, and
and
we're
were
Where
jackals.
jackals.
And two-headed jackals.
Not many, haha, killed most of them.
Can we stop mentioning all the things that are gonna eat and curse us?
Oh, that's mummies, mummy lords, dark gods,
Sand
curses.
zombies.
Zombies.
Desert zombies.
Cultists.
Is there
Are there
anything,
pygmy zombies?
is there
I
anything in
haven't
this
seen
land
any.
that won't kill or curse us?
Right now, no.
Sounds like Australia.
I'm kidding.
What's Australia?
It's a place I read about, a horrible place.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All the Australian people just left the chat now. Ronald looked kind of dejected and be like,
I don't like this place anymore. Can we go somewhere else?
That's what we're
Fine.
trying to do.
I'd like to.
Can we
But-
just leave?
It doesn't
Where
work.
do you want to
that way.
go? Into the desert.
Maybe that tour guide, tourist, camel pee drinking man will take us out of here.
I don't think he's gone any further than his tour has taken.
I don't think he drinks the pee.
I think that's just Magnus.
I think so.
Right, I saw the jars at the leatherworker. They use them to tan the leather.
Camel hide is very tough. You have to use a lot to tan it.
That's why it smells so horrible.
Okay.
Speaking of jars, is that done, Ron?
looks down at one more piece and like clicks it into place and just does
Is
it.
there any rum left in it?
Yeah, he drank it all.
Okay, you drank it all now. Ugh. Don't drink rum from canopic jars, kids. It's
Bad idea.
not good.
Meanwhile, kids are going, "Mommy, Daddy, what's a canopic jar?"
That's how you get cursed, folks.
Yeah.
Drinking from a mummy lord's canopic jar.
Yeah, but isn't it a wash when you put it back together for him?
Well, here's a better question: is this just a plain canopic jar, or does this have the whole fancy headwork on it?
Oh, it's got the headwork. It's got gold inlay. It's got runes.
Ron will
it's-
finish the top and then kind of stare at it, be like,
And Bar, you have the weirdest tastes in pottery jars.
What can I say? I like what I like. And I will take it back.
She also doesn't like what she doesn't like, which is most of us half the time.
Only half the time.
Right, which is more than most.
I like you fine enough, Marek.
It's taken how long now to get to this point?
How long have we been traveling together?
It's been a few weeks by this point. It's probably been about a month, actually.
Month.
It feels like years.
It's been 26 weeks of 2-hour intervals.
86 years. Anyway,
Merrick is still at the door, kind of listening out for angry mobs while he's chatting.
Give me a perception check.
Sure. Let's see if I can roll higher than a 4 this time.
While he does that, can I inspect this canopic jar now that it's together again?
Yes, yes, you may.
18.
Smells of rum.
It
You're
has
welcome.
a hint. You get a waft of rum from it.
So bad.
One almost makes you think if the mummy was an alcoholic or not.
Hmm.
All right. So you're investigating this canopic jar. Give me either an Arcana, a Perception, or Investigation. I'm flexible.
My perception's higher, but I feel like Arcana fits better for this, so we're gonna go
Okay.
Arcana.
Do a Charisma Arcana.
Okay, hold on. Let me redo that then. Oh wait, how do I? That's still an intelligence. It'd be 13 plus 4, so.
Okay.
17.
All right, cool. So 17. So you're look. 'Cause I mean you're a sorcerer. With
Oh,
this
plus
and-
another 2 because I'm proficient.
Haha. All right.
So 19.
19. All right. So you're looking at this canopic jar, and it's now that it's repaired, you felt a little smidgen of it when it was broken, but now that it's repaired and all the runes are reconnected to each other, Ron's good at puzzles. He learned that from Pig Farts. Really, they have a puzzle class at school. For mending, that's how they teach you, just puzzles after puzzles. But anyways, and you get, this is definitely magical. You think that after looking at the runes, this contained, some of his internal organs. Maybe it looks like liver and kidneys. And the engravings, you get the vibe that this is a very fancy canopic jar for a very fancy individual. Definitely someone royalty.
Like Octopot, perhaps?
Perhaps Octopot, or one of his sons, or daughters, or his wife. You definitely see that it's got his little family symbol on it.
Okay. I will.
So you're someone in that family.
Okay. I will very carefully wrap it back up,
Okay.
put it in my bag. And I haven't seen any other canopic jars that resemble this one yet, have I?
No, you have not.
Okay. Okay, I will tuck that away then.
All right, so you tuck it away, and you had a good perception check, Merrick. You had an 18. You hear a hubbub in town, and you can hear it kind of coming this way.
I'll look back at Ronnie and Barb like, I think our time is running out.
But then you also hear a set of footsteps in the sand. They're pretty quiet, but you have a good perception. You have good set of ears. And Priestess Izu enters in. She's got a few rags on her that looks like, you smell like the scent of like some medicinal herbs. She's got like a mortar and pestle with her. She's got like a little basket of like a medical basket. And she comes in and she goes, "Oh, good. I hope you all have had a good day. I hear that there's a bit of a hubbub in town. Does anyone know what is going on?"
There's a very angry crowd out there.
Aye, about that, ma'am.
She sets her basket down.
It seems that there might have been a bit of a misunderstanding, if you know what I mean. There is a man who seems to have come up dead from a bladed weapon in town. Some woman's husband.
Who would
And
do
they
such a
think
thing?
it might have been Magnus.
His lordship?
I don't think it was him, but it had a piece of one of his garments.
Oh, but that is most incriminating, but he has been here all day, has he not, for the most part? Or at least with you all.
For a little bit, we left and went to the shops, the marketplace.
Did he
but other than
accompany
that,
you there?
Yes, he
Um,
hasn't left any of us.
He's been with us all day.
Well, that's not exactly true. I'm just gonna remind you guys in case
But
you
the
forgot
googly eye.
the googly-eyed rock that he left you guys to follow for a
Oh,
bit.
that's right. Uh,
Nope, he hasn't left our side the whole time.
The whole time. All right. Well, I'm sure this can be explained somehow.
Also, the garment that he was wearing was thrown away yesterday after the attack
Oh.
at the Stani camp.
Well, let me let me see if I could calm them down. If a murder has happened, investigation needs to be proceeded for sure, especially since this sounds like a setup, I think, so framing?
I would agree.
I would like to
Quite awful.
insight check her.
You may most certainly insight check her.
Don't trust this damn woman.
Get her, Ambara. Get her.
19.
19. Alright. Just gonna roll something for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
No reason.
No reason at all?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also need to roll something else.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. For no reason at all.
No reason.
She seems to be, she's kind of hard to read, Ambara, but, she's been kind of weird, hard to read this whole time. But she sounds surprised. This comes as news to her.
Okay. Okay. All right. Just chuck that information away.
All right. So she doesn't like fake surprise. There is actual surprise in her voice.
Okay.
Is there a back way out of here in case they're not too happy talking to you?
Well, here, why don't you, if you are afraid, you can go into the back rooms and lock the door. I'm
Yes,
sure I can talk some sense into them, though. I am their high priestess, and we have to have a trial if there has been a murder, for sure. Especially the night before Toth. I cannot believe. Anyway, she kind of, you see, she grabs like a little shawl to put on and makes her look more official. She hasn't really been wearing it much, but she kind of stands out on the front steps and waits for the crowd that's approaching.
I'm just gonna go to that room.
Okay, so you go into her room, where Magnus is snoring on the bed, and you can lock that door, which leads to the rest of the rooms. So,
Okay.
Merrick is going to walk out beside the priestess.
okay,
Stand behind
as will-
her.
Yeah, Ambara will as well.
all right. Ron, can you give me a perception check, please?
Yes, I can.
Magnus is missing.
No, Magnus is snoring up some
Okay.
Z's. No, he is missing, and
That's
there's
16.
a bunch of bloody rags where he was. He is the murderer. Just kidding. No. 16. All right, we'll get to that in a second. So this crowd walks up. They're not running, but you do see several of them have like stones. They're all holding rocks because it's a desert. They don't have a lot of material to work with here as an angry mob. But a lot of them have like an armful of stones ready to chuck them. A couple people have like table legs or beat sticks. I don't know the term. Clubs. That's what a beat stick is.
Beat stick.
Beat stick.
They are forever now just beat sticks.
So yeah, they got some some beat sticks, and
For beating each other off.
oh no.
I had to say it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There's this army of peasants with clubs, pocket
When you
sand, and
when you
rocks.
say army, how many are we seeing coming up?
There's about 30 of them. Not a full army. I mean, it's a small town. This is probably most of the town.
Probably kill half of them before they took me down. Mm.
I don't quite have Fireball yet, so can't quite match that.
Can't quite. That would be. Oh man, I'm just picturing this. The
Murder
massacre at Murdar.
That's what Merrick's thinking right now.
alignment. Just
It's like I probably could take out half of them. Ambara's good for the other half. I think we'll be fine.
all right. So, Isu says, "What is the meaning of all of this? I heard that there has been a murder," and they're like, "Yes, there's been a murder," and they've brought the body up on a stretcher, so that they're not like, "Oh, we have our proof. Let us in." And she goes, "You just make accusations and claims without." We have to have a trial before any justice can be dished out. You all know this. And she's gonna make a persuasion check that hopefully goes well.
How close to the front of the mob is this body?
It's like It was in the back, and they've kind of pushed it forward so that it's not quite in the front row yet because they're not dissuaded yet, but it's like at row 2 people back.
Okay.
Okay.
If I get a chance, I would like to take a look at it.
Okay. She's able to kind of get like they kind of calm down a bit, like a little bit, like, oh yeah, I guess we should have do a trial. Outsiders, like. You get the feeling that if it wasn't someone from out of town, they probably would be a lot more calm about the situation. And she goes, bring the body forward. We will examine it and see what evidence is here. Tell me where you found this body. And you see the woman who was wailing. She's still got tear-stained face, and she says, it was right behind our house. He's just, there was blood all over the sand, and he was dead. He woke up early this morning to go look for herbs like he usually does, but when I came out to go to work, I found him like this. And she just breaks down. And so she goes, you live near the outside of town, yes? She kind of leans over, she goes, they live near where that secret door we found the other day was. A door or two down. Let me look at the body. Bring it forward. And you see a couple people bring the stretcher forward and set it on the steps. The crowd is still not happy, but they're willing to let Izu take stock of the situation and listen. If you'd like to examine the body, you can give me a medicine check or an investigation check. What are you looking for, specifically?
I want to see if I can determine what exactly killed him. I'm assuming it's the big old slash mark.
Yeah.
And if there's any other evidence that, like, this piece of cloth was placed in his hand, if anything that can prove Magnus innocent.
Okay. All right. Give me a medicine and an investigation check, then.
Okay, so medicine?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yeah, he was murdered by that big stab wound through his chest.
Big
Yeah.
pointy thing.
Probably hit his lungs or something. A lot of blood
Yeah.
everywhere. Those real messy wounds.
And investigation 11. That's not that great.
Okay. So looking around, it does look like this scrap of clothing was definitely, it wasn't cut away. It was definitely torn. It's clutched in his hand. Rigor mortis is kind of set in. So he had to have been holding it when he died. You don't think it was like shoved in after the fact?
Right.
I shouldn't make that hand motion on stream. You don't think it was shoved in after the fact. You think he was holding the scrap when he died. It's kind of hard to tell, because the body has been moved, but you think he was clutching the piece of fabric when he died, and he died from this big old gaping stab wound in his chest. Now, Merrick, if you would like to look at the body as well, because you're standing here, you may most certainly do so.
Sure, I will look at it. What would you like me to roll?
Medicine and investigation, unless you're just looking for something different. Looking for the kind of same thing as Embara. Roll the same.
Actually, I'm not so much what killed him.
Okay.
Maybe is more along the lines of, are there any other signs of like, was the body moved, or was there any post-mortem, is there anything about?
He has been moved here from.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I understand that. I was saying,
Yeah.
but like, is there any marks on him that might show anything contrary to what's being described to us?
All right. Give me an investigation check then.
And, I'm terrible at those. Okay, great.
16.
Hey, 16.
All right. So you're looking for signs of him being moved specifically. You're looking at this body. You're looking at it. It looks like he's actually walked a great distance, and not like his. A lot of people here are barefoot or like the soft fabric sandals. This one, his sandals look like he's kind of maybe done a lot of moving through sand. Like, he wasn't walking around town this morning. He was walking around. There's a lot of sand in the crevices, and you don't think that's from him being moved around, as they've been very careful with it as they've moved him. So, and it shows some signs of, like, you know, scuffed nestling. Maybe he was kind of just dragging his feet a bit.
Okay.
He's got some bloody toes a little bit.
Okay. I'll step back
Some
and
scraped up
lean,
toes.
lean into Ambar. I'm like, it looks like this man walked a very long way before he died. There's sand caked all at his feet, scuff marks. It wasn't killed in his backyard. He went a very long way before he was killed in his backyard.
All right.
Makes you wonder if he found that scrap of fabric somewhere else, or if he wasn't the one that caused the zombies to attack us in the first place, and that's where he got the fabric from.
Maybe. I have no idea what's going on here. So there are too many variables to have any clear idea at the moment.
Right.
Mhm.
So we should kill them all and then figure it out later.
No, Marek.
I mean, too many variables, right? I'm just trying to solve this problem here.
We're not going to kill innocent people who haven't done anything.
They're not really innocent now. They're framing us for murder.
They're not framing us for anything. One person is probably framing us, not the
Fine.
entire town.
Fine, okay, fine. I like my world simple.
Well, the world isn't simple, so grow up.
All right, Ron. You're inside. You know, the priestess's room, and you're like, oh, probably. I imagine Ron's a little scared. You hear
They're lynching them already.
You hear Magnus snoring, but between his snores, you had a pretty good perception. Yeah, you got a 16. You hear what almost sounds like little murmured bits of speech.
Can he tell where the voice or sound is coming from?
Because it's between snores, you can hear it. Yeah. You kind of listen, and they get louder when you're near the big mural that's on her wall.
Let's go and step in front of it.
Mm-hmm. Can almost make out what people are saying. Give me another perception check. Or
Okay.
investigation. I
He'll
would accept either.
He'll step closer, put his ear to it, kind of look at it, see what's kind of going on with it.
Okay.
A 10.
A 10. So you hear snippets of the conversation. It's kind of hard to hear though, because there appears to be like some murmur in the background.
Is there any cups in the room? He can grab a cup and flip it upside down and stick it to the mural and put
Yeah,
his
there's
ear-
some cups in this room. Yeah, you stick it to the mural, and you listen. Doesn't get any louder really, but if you kind of like move when you're over, when you hear a little tick as it hits a raised portion, but the cup doesn't bounce back. The cup keeps moving, and the part of the mural, the stone carving, moves to the side. You see that there's a tiny little hole. You can put your cup over that, and you can hear quite clearly what's the conversation outside.
Okay, he'll sit there and enjoy listening to the conversation and what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, so there's an angry mob, but it's not as angry as it was. Isu looks at this body and goes, well, there is, it's very concerning how he died, but, again, these people have been very, very nice this whole time. They have found evil idols in town, and you hear the crowd go, she's like, yes, I know. It is quite tragic, but they have been assisting me in the cleansing of Mudar. Now, I know this evidence looks grave, but I will examine the body further while I prepare it for the underworld, and we'll have a full investigation and trial after the Night of Thoth. Till then, they are innocent. Do you understand? And the crowd kind of just... That is fine, that is agreeable. I will take my cats and go. And one lady grabs like 6 cats and just leaves.
That lady laid down the law.
And so the mob kind of disperses. She goes, I am terribly sorry that you had to see and endure all this, but this is very troubling. We do not... Murders are extraordinarily rare here in Mudar. Typically you get eaten by something out in the desert, or you become ill or old age. This is...
I
It's
think he might
startling.
have died from being out in the desert himself. If you look at his feet, he walked a very long way.
Oh my goodness. Very astute observation. I had not noticed that. Here, would you help me bring this down to the preparation chambers? I will examine him more thoroughly down there.
Okay. And as we're walking down, I want to look at the scrap that's in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like the piece that was torn off, or does
Yes.
it just look like it looks like the hem part that had been torn off
Yeah.
earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll help her carry the body in. I'm like, also something to be aware of. That piece in his hand is the piece that was taken by the sand zombie horde that attacked us in the Vistani camp.
You don't say. That is...
I want to be completely honest. Kind of like, I think it is. It looks like it, according to my memory. But
Yeah, it looks a lot like it. I mean, it was all gaudy gauze and beaded trim, so...
I tried not to look at his clothing that often because you see things you shouldn't see when you do.
It is very translucent. He has a certain style that he likes.
Yes, a very certain style.
Yes. Do you help her carry the gurney downstairs?
Yeah, I'll follow her wherever she's going.
She'll go downstairs. She opens up the chambers and sets them on the altar that's down there. It's not an altar. It's like a stone slab. Basically, where they prepare the bodies for the underworld. So she kind of picks out a sarcophagus on the wall, sets it aside, opens it up. Goes, well, I will begin fitting him for that and examining the body thoroughly. She pulls down some empty...
Is there anything else you need help with?
No, thank you. It's just a bit unwieldy to carry myself.
Understood. I'll be up top if you need anything.
Of course. And let me know if you need something. I will be performing religious rites after I give it another investigation. But
Can I stay down there? I want to stay down there and watch her
okay.
through the whole process.
She just asks that you stand back away a little bit to, because she's got to do. She lights up some incense, and gets the room all foggied up. She pulls out like a notebook and paper and she writes down. She gives it a very thorough physical inspection, and then she begins cleaning it and preparing it. After she cleans it and stuff, she pulls out some surgical implements and begins preparing him for the afterlife. Pulls out some organs, stuffs them in some. This man was obviously not super wealthy, and so he gets just basic clay jars. She'll put them in there, slap some organs in there. She of course embalms them and stuff, puts them with some herbs and oils in there, and then she packs them full of salt. And she goes, "All right, now he will rest here for a couple of days."
That was certainly an interesting process.
Yes, it is a time-honored tradition here in Mudar. Now, she kind of washes off her hands with some oil and some rags, and she goes, we should see how the rest of your group is doing. Now, that's going to take her a couple hours to do all that. Merrick, what do you and Ron do while Ambara's down there watching burial rites, basically?
What time of day is it?
It is, by this point, you've basically kind of just stayed awake through, it's midday. It's about, people are, got calmed down from the mob and went to go take their midday nap.
Okay.
So it's about, noon, 1 to 2 o'clock.
He probably would just gone and hung out with Ron.
Okay. All right, Ron. So Merrick comes in and hangs out with you, Ron. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Ron would probably just discuss with him to make sure everything's good with the mob wanting to kill them. But from the sounds of things with the cup, it's okay, but he's still not sure. Beyond that, I think he'd be cool, just chilling.
Does
Maybe-
he tell Merrick about the cup?
Yeah.
No? Okay. So
Yeah.
you guys just hang out. Magnus snores away in the room. It's like a cacophony of snores, because in one room you've got Elam, and in the other room you've got Magnus. And it just... Unless you get out of the chambers, there's just no escaping it.
Merrick could probably just try and take, talk for a bit, and then if we're not doing anything, he'd probably just try and take a quick nap.
Okay.
Fat nap.
Does Ron get a nap too?
Yeah, that'd probably be good.
Yeah, alright. And Bar only needs to sleep 4 hours a day, so she only needs one of the naps. Rest of y'all gotta take both to get that full rest. But yeah, so... Yeah, Bar, you stay awake through when everyone else is just kind of relaxing, having a nap. Calming down after the mob. You see the ritual rite, the funeral ritual rites, and, just leaves him there like a salted fish for a little while. She goes, alright, now. I would advise if you all go out into town to just... Don't go by yourselves. I have calmed them down, but I fear a couple of them may be a bit more vindictive and not willing to wait for the trial. Now, I don't doubt you could take care of yourselves, but I would just prefer to avoid more violence.
Sounds good to me. Good logic. Thank you.
Yes, just buddy system is what I would recommend. Now, I'm going to prepare for some things for Toth tomorrow night, and for the pre-ceremony tonight. I have got a lot to do down there. If you will excuse me. She kind of goes off into a side chamber. You see she kind of starts pulling down, like, little things, mixing up some new incense blends and that kind of stuff.
Merrick,
Aye.
do you think people are gonna try and do things to us tomorrow during the celebration?
It might be hard if we're going to be off on the caravan.
Maybe we should, have a really long caravan ride.
I feel if the caravan goes the way we hope it goes this time with that temple, I think when we come back, it'll be a different story in town.
And aren't we paying him extra anyway in order to get an extended time? 5 hours as opposed to 3.
It'd be better if we had the whole day, but I guess it'll work.
It's okay. Like she said, we just don't go out on your own. Stay with us. We'll all be fine.
Okay.
You're a master of magic. What do you have to worry about those people?
More curses?
You've already got enough.
From
You seem
them
to get a lot of curses.
eaten by zombies? I mean, there's a whole number of things.
That's fair. That's fair, Ronnie. But
Now I know what adults drink.
it's easy to let it go at that point. I agree. But maybe going into Toth, we should probably tone it back down for those that aren't used to drinking the amount that you've been drinking.
Yeah.
It's all right, Ronnie. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Well, if Magnus and Elam wake up, we'll be fine. But
Like sawing logs, both of them. Just
I don't know how people sleep that much.
They might be cursed. They might have sleep curses.
You don't think so? You think
don't?
they could be cursed?
I mean, they might
You
be.
thought it might not be healthy, but to be a curse would be very bad.
What if it's like a sleep forever curse?
Ron's eyes go big too, like,
We should try to wake them up just to make sure. And, Bali will run over to where Elam is and go, Elam! Elam, are you awake? Elam.
Ron's gonna get on the other side of him too.
Bother! Bother!
Bother. Is it how you do it? Bother. Bother.
You have to say
Okay.
bother, else it's not as effective.
Oh, okay.
Bother!
Bother! Bother! And after a couple minutes of that, Elam just pulls his hat off his face. Would you kids stop bothering me? I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, you. I think it's okay.
He's not cursed to sleep forever. Oh, I feel much better.
Me too. Sort of.
You are still cursed. So. Is it because you do birthday party magic?
Birthday party magic. Sure.
I am never learning birthday party magic. I knew it sounded scary.
Oh. Just to clarify, where did you hear about birthday party magic from?
But there's. Well, Kiram told me there was the 4 main schools of magic. He said there's a couple of others, but they're not as important. There's fire, water, death, and birthday party. And since birthday party came after death, I assume it's the worst.
Sure. It's horrible, right? Birthday party magic.
And Ron's sitting there kind of scratching his
I'm
head.
going to go hang out with the death priest now. Bye. And he scoots away from Braun and goes, hi, Ambara.
Hello, Bolly. Are you hungry?
Yes.
All right, let's go get some food.
Okay. And he looked like he was just kind of like shy, but then you said food and he was just like, yes. So, do you go into town, Ambara?
There are food stores here, right?
Yeah, there's some food here.
Okay, I'll go raid the pantry here.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, sorry. Let's not do that.
Move the cat.
No, I can't move the cat. She's like, nope. Oh, fuck. Now she's playing with my cord.
Oh, no!
She's super angry right now, and I don't know why. And she's chewing on my
You're
headphone.
not paying enough attention to her.
No. But anyway.
Yeah, there's some like rations and stuff. All right, so you guys raid the pantry.
Yep.
Having kind of just a chill afternoon. You guys, it is now evening time. So it's cooler outside. You hear the sounds coming out from town of, people getting ready for the festival. Not angry mob sounds, so that's a plus. What would you guys like to do for this evening? Are you gonna hunker down in the temple? Or are you guys gonna go out? What's you plan?
That's a really good question.
What did you guys plan for the evening? This is your last night before the night of Thoth.
I don't think we have anything planned.
Ron is going to see if there's any scrolls or scriptures about curses and how to remove them.
Okay. There's quite the extensive library of just basic scrolls. That Izu can point you to the section on curses. It's pretty dry reading, but you can do some research in there.
It's okay. It'll be just like going to algebra.
Yeah, it's just like going to school at Pickfarts. What about Merrick and Ambara? What are you two doing? It's a beautiful, cool night outside too. Some clouds have rolled in. Oh, in the evening, so it cooled off a little bit before nighttime came. So it's a lovely, cool, clear night at this point.
I think Merrick would go find what Ambara's doing and talk to her for a bit.
Oh shit! God damn it!
Cats.
Well, I can't. Yeah.
Am I interrupting?
No, I'm just having a conversation with the temple cat. But okay, there we go. Hold on. Wait, that was the wrong button. I can't see around her. There. Okay, there we go. Nugget, stop it!
You've already named it too.
Yes, I've named it after golden nuggets of joy. Stop it!
All right. I didn't know you got so attached to the little furry thing.
I named Rhino within 5 seconds of knowing him.
Sorry, I forgot about that. Poor Rhino.
I'll be right back. I need to get the squirt bottle.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to sit there and stare at this cat as she walks off to go find a bottle of water.
It's a bottle of holy oil because they can't take the water from the oasis.
That's true. They're going to spray the cat down with oil.
Oh, that's an oily cat. Sounds awful. Oh man, I spilled spaghetti
dripping
sauce on my
with
cat
oil.
once, and no, it was ketchup, and that was bad enough.
No.
Holy oil, the cat. Just, meow. Anyways.
Okay, so after he would talk with Ambara, he's going to probably. I mean, really, there's there's not much to do at this point. We're kind of like in a holding pattern.
Yep. All right. So, you guys are talking for a bit. Ron, give me a Where are you doing your reading in this temple? And where are Ambara and Merrick hanging out?
Why, in the coziest little nook he can find.
Merrick would have found wherever Ambara was, so.
Ambara, where were you with the temple cat?
Isu, she left, right?
No, she's there. She is performing. She's getting stuff ready for the festival tomorrow. She's asked not to be disturbed downstairs, as well as because she's doing more religious ceremony with the body of the villager tonight. She wants to get him, you know, all taken care of before the festival, so he's not just laying there.
Right. Then she'd probably be hanging out in that main room with
Okay, with all the statues.
Yeah.
Cool. Perfecto. So Merrick, you find Ambara in the statue room, fending off a temple cat. It's just being a pest.
Ow.
She had to get the holy oil out and bless it.
Aye, so, how is the oil with the cat?
Oh, I didn't even have to use it. I just, brought it into the room and it was fine, so...
Seems to be an issue with that cat, then.
Yes, it's a recurring issue. She likes to chew things, apparently. I've lost many a cod to this cat already. Anyway, yes, so, what are we going to do?
I have no earthly idea. I'm wondering what it is we're going to be doing anyway. We have a whole night ahead of us that we have nothing we can do. I mean, every other place we've been, it's been, you go do this and then something else is falling apart over here, or someone got killed or attacked over there, and we kind of run.
Yes, we very rarely have a choice.
But in this godforsaken desert, when there's nothing to do, no sea, no brothels, no bars, no nothing, now we have free time.
I know. Great, isn't it?
This place really does torture your soul, doesn't it?
I've had worse.
Aye, that's true, you have.
Yes. This is nothing compared to... Anyway,
If I had to name a place hell, for me, this would be it.
That's fair. Yes, so... I don't know. What's the plan? Are we...
All I plan to do this evening is to go back through my forms, I guess. Limber up a bit, because I guess we're planning on fixing another place tomorrow night.
Right. I'm gonna look around and
Okay.
make sure nobody else, specifically Isu, is here.
Okay, yeah, no, she's downstairs.
Okay. And nobody else has come in or out, right?
Nope.
Okay, I'm going to produce that canopic jar.
Mm-hmm.
And I will explain to Merrick where I found it. So, there's a statue downstairs of the god Set, I believe is his name. He's supposedly the god of jealousy and secrets and not the underworld, something else. Murder, maybe? I don't know. He's bad news. I found this jar. It was broken. I mean, obviously you saw Ronald put it back together.
Right.
It's a canopic jar. So, I don't know. Yeah, so essentially, this culture and several other cultures that I've read about, when they put a person to rest, they remove all their organs and put them in these jars in order to preserve them for the afterlife.
He just starts laughing. So Ronnie drank my rum out of a jar with powdered insides and things in it.
That's kind of why I was, in shock, and I was like, no, don't do that, but he doesn't know this.
That boy.
To be fair, I didn't tell him what was in it, so...
Oh, I'm going to.
Ah, great. That boy is traumatized enough already. He doesn't need to add this to the list.
Well, I drink
you'll
dead
be
people.
He'll be fine. He's stronger than you give him credit for.
All right, if you think so.
I do.
All right. But anyway, I do believe that this symbol here, it's a symbol for Octopot's family. So it's either his wife's, his child's, somebody in his royal family. This is their Canopik jar. I think finding the rest might be a good idea. Maybe. There's generally a set. This is probably like the liver or what was the other thing you said, Sarah?
Nah, Mom. Sorry, what?
It could be
You said it was
a brain.
Yeah, there'd be like brain. What was in this jar specifically? You think was like kidneys and livers and stuff.
oh, okay, kidneys and livers. Yeah,
Or liver.
liver.
You don't have
Multiple
I-
livers.
multiple.
Are you
He's had,
sure
yeah,
you-
like 4 livers. Crazy, this guy.
Is there any way to know whose exactly this was?
I'm sure there's a way. I just haven't thought of it yet.
And you think that these jars are hidden on this premise?
Maybe I found this one downstairs by a statue of Set. They could be here. They could be around
Right.
town. They could be anywhere.
I found I found that one hidden little section on the back of the statue upstairs.
Yes,
Maybe
you
there's
did.
more.
There could be more. We could take a look, kind of score the place. But I think finding these might help with returning him to his grave. I don't know how this works. I'm kind of spitballing as I go.
All right.
Disclaimer.
I just had a thought. You want to follow me up to the roof?
Sure.
All right.
Alright, so you guys head around outside. While you two are outside, could you please give me a perception check?
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, what? Wait, me?
11.
12.
Alright, so you guys walk around, and then you realize you're not alone. You see a transparent, translucent figure standing not more than 10-15 feet away from you.
Does it notice us?
Oh, it's looking right at you guys.
Does it have features that are recognizable?
It
or...
takes you a second. You don't notice any features right away because you're just like, ghost. But you realize this is Dulcime's ghost.
Oh.
Aw.
Dulcime?
She kind of beckons and
I
walks.
follow her
Starts walking.
immediately.
Okay.
Yeah. Merrick will follow Ambar.
Okay. So you two follow her. She kind of pauses every 30 feet or so and beckons again. Like checks, make sure you guys are following. She leads you guys into the backyard of that house you guys have visited a couple times now.
This goddamn house.
And the trap door that's there.
Okay.
You almost don't notice where the trapdoor is at first because it's been very well covered over again. She kind of points and then like kitty prides Shadow Cats into the sand.
Nice. I will follow.
You want me to go first there, Ambara?
I mean, if you want.
I mean, I can have my sword out and all. I mean, you cast spells, I stab. That might work better.
That's fair. Go ahead.
All right. I'm not trying to be sexist or anything. I'm just
No,
saying.
I understand.
Fair enough. All right.
Strategic.
Pulls out his sword and goes down.
All right. So you guys open up the trapdoor again, and whoa, that's way too loud. Sorry. The
Another
music.
music change. Wow.
No. I just accidentally hit max volume for a second. It's the Simon song. You guys go down, and instantly, you smell blood. As soon as you open the door, and it is dark down there.
I'm assuming we've left that lantern down there. Okay, I'm gonna light it with
Is
a
there
fireball.
light coming from the opening? Not enough for me to see in the
Not
dark.
enough for you to see. It's like a sliver of moon left in the sky, and you're on a dark side of town. It's not a bright full moon night. The moon is almost. It's waning.
So even my trained night vision.
So with your night vision, it's shades of black and white. You
Okay.
can see inside of it. Both of you can, but it is dark. Almost a little
Alright.
darker than it should be with your night vision.
So I get the feeling it's the darkness similar to the statue that's by
yeah, you do.
Seth. Okay.
You do. And you see the lantern, and you pick it up to light it, and it's sticky.
Do I pull my hands away and there's blood all over them?
I mean, do you light the lantern first?
Yeah.
Yeah, you light the lantern, and there's blood all over your hands.
Oh, I just immediately pressed it to just take that away.
There is blood on the walls. This altar that's in the center is soaked with blood and scraps of clothing. You recognize these bits of clothing as Dulcime's.
But we don't see any of her.
You do not. Give me perception or investigation checks as you guys kind of look around.
Perception.
18.
18.
Ooh, 21.
Nice. All right, so nothing gets past you two. So you don't see her, but you do see a few bits of her.
Oh.
You see some scraps of hair, and you find some canopic jars that they're sealed, and they're covered with strips of paper that have been soaked with blood, and you see dark runes all over them, and they are basically like a paper seal on the top and around the bottle. And they're just sitting there on the other side of the altar. So you walk around, you see them lining the floor.
Do we still see Dulcime's ghost?
Pardon?
Do we still see Dulcime's ghost?
Ghost? Yes.
Is she beckoning us or anything?
No, she stands there, and she's kind of, her eyes are kind of fixated on the altar. She looks
Okay.
She looks sad.
Is there anything else there out of the ordinary compared to what we had seen before?
Well, you guys had really good perception checks. You see that there are a few in the corner near like where you had the ramp. You guys kind of slide down and climb up. You see that there are a few scraps of not quite sullied linen. They're clean-ish. Some gauze and a slight scent of embalming fluid. Those herbs, medicinal kind of smell.
I think they might have turned our little Dulcime into a mummy.
That is what it looks like.
I say we grab these jars and we make a beeline back to the priestess.
These scraps of linen, do they match any clothing that we've seen?
The scraps of linen? They don't remind you of any clothing that you've seen. But I'll tell you what, those are really good perception checks. They remind you an awful lot of that basket of bandages and medicine that Isu had earlier when she was tending to that ill villager.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ambar's getting a little mad. Okay. So Ambar's gonna go over to Dulcime's not body.
Yeah.
And she is gonna she's not gonna touch the canopic jars yet.
Okay.
She is gonna see if she can do, because I'm assuming I have a little bit of healing. I'm assuming I know, or I've done some like ghost settling rituals or something.
Like kind of like an exorcism kind of thing.
Kind of, but it's more so not exercising.
Like
Dulcime's-
appeasing. You're a witcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanna appease her and put her to rest.
Okay. Give me either an insight or an arcana check.
While she's doing this, I'm back near the ramp.
Okay.
I'm paying attention to her, keeping my eye out, but I'm keeping an ear out for noise outside.
Okay. Yeah. What's your passive, Merrick?
My passive
Just out of curiosity.
is decent.
I know it's decent. You both have good passive.
16.
16. All right. So yeah, you're keeping your ear out. Gonna post it up there by the secret entrance.
My insight was 14.
14. Not bad. So you get the feeling just from kind of feeling out into the weave a little bit, specifically trying to connect with Dulcime. You get the feeling that her spirit can't leave because something has been done to her body.
Okay.
That once her body is physically put to rest, then her spirit will follow.
Okay. Then I will step over to those canopic jars, and I'm assuming they're covered in blood as well.
Yeah, it's a real bloody ordeal in here. It's not like you watched Izu performed the mummification rites kind of earlier today, and it was very clean, surgical precision. It looks like someone tried to do mummification, but with like a meat cleaver and no tact or coordination.
Okay. Okay.
Even
I will...
the writing on the runes is really scrawled.
And I don't recognize the language, or...
Do you speak Primordial?
I don't think I do. I speak a lot, but I don't speak that.
Mm-hmm.
Celestial, Common, Elvish, Infernal.
I'd say you probably would recognize it as Primordial.
Okay.
You know Bali can read it.
Okay. Then I will prestidigitate each one without, like, smudging that strip.
Uh-huh.
Carefully, same thing I did with the other canopic jar. Wrap it up, put it in my bag.
Put it in your bag very carefully.
Super careful, super gentle. And then I'm gonna leave. And Ambara is probably looking pretty pissed off right now.
Ambara, I mean, I know we're all upset for Dulcime, but you look a little angrier than normal.
I'm just tired of people around me dying.
But it hasn't been us yet, so I'm okay with that so far. I don't get me wrong. I liked the Vistani. They were nice people, and I tried to protect them as best I could, but if anyone has to die, I'm glad it's not us.
And you guys head back to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping it, following behind Ambara, Merrick is keeping a weather eye on the surroundings around him.
Okay.
He's looking for people following, people watching. Like, he's looking for anything out of the ordinary, and is being completely obvious that he's looking at everyone. His hands on his hands on his sword, his other hands on his boomerang.
Are you guys walking through town, or kind of like all around the outskirts, like Dulcime led you in?
Probably. Yeah. Which way are we going, Ambara?
With as angry as she is, she'd probably do the most direct path to the temple.
Okay. He's following her.
Excellent. All right. So, straight to the temple. People seem to kind of give you a bit of a berth. Those that you do encounter. They're like, oh, she looks mad. Kind of like that, like, when you see an angry woman walking down the street, you kind of just cross to this side of the road. You don't want to get in between that. And you guys get back to the temple. Ron, you've been doing some reading on these boring dry scrolls. You kind of dozed off for a second. You kind of like fell over to the floor. And you notice, while laying on the floor, you see there's a book underneath one of the bookshelves.
No.
Like looks like a pamphlet or like a thin journal or something.
Ron then will kind of worm his way to reach his hand out and try and pull it out of there.
All right, it takes some work. You kind of almost have to like get like your wand out, kind of like use the stick to kind of pull it out because it's pretty far underneath there.
Fish it out of there.
And you find a couple of scraps of parchment, very similar to the ones that Ambara had found earlier.
Oh, really? Ron will grab those with intrigue and read them if
Yes.
you can. If you can. I don't know what's in them.
Yeah, so you read the first paragraph. Excuse me. And it says, I see now that Osiris is a weak god. How could I have thought him to be worthy of my worship? Set, the mysterious, not only killed Osiris, but was able to withstand the vengeance of Horus. Surely Set is the most powerful of the deities. I now pledge my life and will to serving the dark secrets of my lord, Set. And at that point, which I'll paste it in the chat for y'all too. Boop. You hear the door opening, the front door's opening. Ron.
No,
He'll grab the parchment and stuff in his robe
Mm-hmm.
and kind of sit back up like he wasn't doing anything and read the books.
All right. Ambara, Merrick, you guys walk in and you see Ron is reading a book.
hi guys.
Ambara looks real angry.
Hi, Ronnie. I wouldn't get in our way right now.
Ron like grabs his book and slides over a little bit further in the chair to a different part.
Have you seen anything interesting inside the temple since we've been gone?
Some interesting things. Nothing about curses yet, though.
What'd you find?
Some parchment paper information.
Parchment.
Yeah, hand him the parchment.
All
He
right.
looks at it. It's
So
like,
kind of be like, shh.
So
Empire is like angrily pacing back and forth.
okay.
Kind of Make a
Embara,
point.
you
Well,
might want to read
yes.
this. And he hands it over to her.
And she'll read it. Does it say anything else? Is that the only thing it says?
Oh no, that's just the bit Ron was able to read before he got startled by you guys opening the door. The next verse, says, I have decided to use the scroll to enslave one of Anktopot's children. They lie mummified and enshrined in the tomb of Anktopot. After consulting the stars, I have learned when his tomb can be opened. Soon I shall be a master of the living dead. First, I must complete the spell. Only the first part is recorded on the scroll. May Lord Set guide my hand. And then you see that there is some time that goes by. Just on the dates. You don't really understand the dates, but they're there. You can see the indication of time passage. And then the next entry says, I have done it! I have walked through the tomb of the gods and have woken the living dead. Senment, priest of Anktopot, seventh son, serves Lord Set through me. Together we shall leave this cursed land to conquer all that lies beyond the walls of Ra.
Does it have a name sign on it?
I recognize the handwriting.
You do.
And I'll pull out the note that she left in the temple earlier and match it.
So it's
Alright.
exact.
Yeah, it looks like the same handwriting. Or at least very, very similar.
And Bar, whose handwriting is that?
Isser's.
The priestess?
Yes.
I don't understand. Does this mean she's worshipping an evil god?
Mm-hmm. She has a statue to Set in her basement.
She does.
Oh, she seems really nice. Maybe she's not evil.
Embara, do you think that she was the one that did what she did to our Dulcime?
I do. It states right here that she wants to be a master of the living dead. We were attacked by sand zombies. I don't think it's hard to put those two together.
Well, I don't think she's the Dark Lord here, but I think she might be competing for it.
Maybe it's just coincidence.
How about we go about it the way I like to do? Kill him and let their gods sort him out.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't go about just killing people, because then the mob will really have a reason to come kill us, because we've killed the High Priestess.
Who has killed other people and turned them into mummies?
They don't know that, though. How'd we prove it?
The longer we stay here, the better chance we are of becoming one of her minions.
Is there somebody in the community who is popular and well known that isn't Isu?
Do you ask Bali?
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
the camel operator.
Gilgamesh, he's well known. I wouldn't say he's very well liked by everyone, though.
If we gave him information and he believed it true, would the rest of the town follow him?
Probably not. His monster tour is well popular. There's been some incidents, and he's not the most popular person in town.
So aside from Isu,
Well, there's Nan. She's really old. She's been here a long time.
Embarra, you have the proof in your hands. That should be enough.
I agree.
You've got a statue of. You said you've got a statue to Set, or whatever that god is. I mean, wouldn't that be incriminating enough?
Technically, there's a statue of Set right there as well, though.
Bali points to it. That's it.
But what about a private statue in a basement room?
A private shrine.
It's a little different. I'm just thinking. The people are already mad at us because they think Magnus has murdered someone. It'd be in our best interest to share this information that we have learned with a member of the community that they will believe before we confront Isu, just in case Isu tries to turn things around and be like, oh no, it's a plot, they're trying to usurp me. I don't think attacking Isu at this exact moment is our best idea.
It's worked in the past.
Believe me, I am all for going down there right now, and if you want to, tell me and I will.
She's killed all of our friends.
She has.
Vistani did nothing to her.
They didn't.
Who's to know she didn't draw us here in the first place through the mists?
That's fair.
I just don't think that we have enough. I don't think that we have enough standing in the city at this point, that we can go to some person we've never spoken to before, show them some parchment and say, can you stand before your friends and tell them that the priestess is bad?
And then if we kill that priestess without giving them this information, we don't have good standing with these people. They're going to think, oh, they murdered this man. Oh, they murdered our priestess.
Right.
That's the point. We'll be chased out of town.
But either way, we're still not. Bali, what do you think?
Me? I'm a kid.
You live
You know
here.
this
you know
town.
Yes. Well, people really like Isu because she's our high priestess, and when people get hurt or sick, she fixes them and makes them better, and removes curses, and does religious ceremonies, and tells us, what to do if things are bad. But Nan's really old, and she's nice too. She fed me when I was really hungry, and let me sleep on her back porch, and, people listen to her because she's really wise, because she's really old.
So, do we have to find somebody really old and convince them to stand by our side? Is that how this town works?
I mean, this is a lot of big things happening. Like, this is bigger than when Gilgamesh's camel broke his leg and we had to put it down. Because someone left out their marbles, and they weren't supposed to.
I'm sure you didn't mean to, Bali.
It wasn't me! I'm too poor for marbles. It was
Sure. All right, so do you think we're safe leaving the sleepers here?
No.
Well, we're not safe going alone, and we need to go speak with this Nan.
Is that the course of action we're taking?
I'd rather just kill her, but
All right, I'm fine with that.
Okay,
I'm
fine.
heading downstairs. he's mad. And
I
Bars
gave
like
you a
really
chance.
murderous.
I like how the discussion took place. They all were like, now we're mad.
Nope. And Bar's too pissed right now. I don't think she wants it
I-
done.
Ronnie, Ali, follow the angry woman.
Okay.
Take your daggers. Grab your daggers. Make sure your armor's tight.
Puts his
he
little
turns
dagger
around, so-
bandolier on.
Starts checking him out, making sure all the straps are in and everything.
Did I buckle this right?
Oh no, that's backwards. Hold on.
Look, I'm not sure if we should be going about killing somebody, but
We don't actually have to kill her. We can just incapacitate her forcefully.
okay.
I mean, take off a hand, maybe blind her, things like that. But then keep her alive so we can torture her to tell everyone that she's bad.
That sounds awful.
Oh, sorry. We should petition to her goodness to make sure that she's, I don't know. We'll just follow Embar.
Okay.
I'm not good with diplomacy.
Being a pirate for years, it happens.
Sorry.
It's all good. So you guys walk through the sleeping chambers, and Bali's like, Should I try to wake up Elam? He's been sleeping a very long time.
Sure, why not?
Okay. Bother! And Elam is going, Alright, I'm up. Whew! That was a good nap. And he kind of, just give me a minute, I'll catch up. Okay, don't go back to sleep. And Bali catches up and follows you guys down to the stairs that lead down to the basement of where, it's just real casual and all that, just where the bodies are interred and, getting ready for that, the underworld, all that kind of benign stuff. So you guys walk through. The doors they're not locked. They don't have locks, but they are harder to open. You notice that they've kind of been wedged. So you push them aside. It takes you a minute.
Like, thematically, can I, fireball them open? Not fireball, but, firebolt them open.
Yeah. You just see that there's, some
you,
wooden wedges under the door, and you just firebolt at the bottom.
Yeah.
And
all the
slam
dry
the doors
parchment
open.
and linen inside just goes up into an inferno, and she burns to death quickly.
thankfully, this is not the parchment room.
No.
But
Oh, darn.
I know. But you guys walk through, and instantly you smell, just like as you open the doors, just a cloud of incense kind of hits you guys. A hot, kind of dry breeze is wafting up from the stairwell and over your face. You kind of get goosebumps from it, despite its warmth. And a fetid, kind of sickly sweet smell drifts out of the dark. It's dark down there. There's not lights like when she was doing her rituals earlier. We see a faint reddish glow as you guys get downstairs. It's dark. Thankfully, most of you have dark vision. Ron can cast up his...
Unnaturally?
It's a little unnaturally dark.
Well, you said the red glow, like fire red glow, or like evil magic red glow?
Like evil magic red glow.
Okay, all right. I figure we've seen enough of that at some point, so
Yeah,
just...
we've gotten a taste. So
Okay.
evil magic red glow, and it's a little unnaturally dark, especially around the edges of the room, the corners of the room, almost like a vignette has been put over your vision. And you see Isu is her back's to you initially, but in the body of the villager from earlier has been wrapped up very tightly in linens, very neatly. And she turns around and says, "You were. Can I help you? You were looking for me?"
I chaos bolt her in the face.
Alright, and as you chaos bolt her in the face, you get a little look at what this area looks like. You guys, you're at the top, going down the stairs. You start to cast a spell. She goes, "You are too nosy for your own good," and she appears to be ready to cast as well. And we're gonna actually end a little bit early tonight, due to the fact that we've got 2 people out of town. Ron Weasley's eyes are bugging him, and we're about to have a mini boss fight. So we'll pick up right here, rolling initiative next week. So everybody get hype. But yeah, so thank y'all so much for watching. We're ending just a little early because, it's one of those weeks. But we're going to go around, we're going to say where we are on the internet, where we can find you, and what your favorite part from today's session was. It was just kind of a little bit of an interim session, but big boss fight next week. Not boss fight, mini boss fight. She's not the Lord. So we're going to start off in reverse order this week, because I don't know if Ron is listening right now. But so Merrick Tinpenny.
Hi, I be Deception Check, the person who plays Merrick Tinpenny, the Not Pirate. You can find me here on Mondays and Tuesdays. Mondays where I run Mondays in Exandria, and Tuesdays where I'm Merrick the Tinpenny. Favorite part? I like Angry Embara.
Mm-hmm.
Merrick is finally just like he's trying to be the diplomatic one, trying to okay, fine, I won't just kill her now. I just let's go see Nan. And Bar's like, I mean, if you want to go kill her. Okay, fine. Let's go. All right, great. So that worked for me. I enjoyed that. Good to see that. And Bara has a nice little bloodthirsty side to her too. So. Thanks.
Of course. Awesome. And of course, check out Travis Bowles. His Twitter handle is right down there. He's super awesome, but he is traveling this week. We will have him back with us next week for super fun shenanigans. And, this mini boss fight, which will be super fun. And of course, we have the lovely Nuggetosaurus, who had a bit of, a kerfuffle with the cats, with the temple cats, but I think she worked it all out.
Oh my god. Yeah, she snuck into the room before we started game, and I didn't realize it, and I should have kicked her out, but I was feeling nice, and that backfired, of course. I'm at Nuggetosaurus. I'm on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find me here on Tuesday nights and on Monday nights, where I play Hal, the grumpy, not human fighter, who just got a really cool moon sword, so that'll be great. I'm on my own channel Wednesday through Sunday. I do variety streaming. I play a bunch of games. And I think my favorite part was the ghost of Dulcime leading us to her body. Because I don't think I did a good job of portraying it, but Ambara really liked Dulcime. She thought she was she really liked her. And now she finds out her body's been defiled this way, and she's a zombie. It really pissed her off, and she's like, I need to be critical about this. I need to think rationally. And then they got to the temple, and Merrick started saying, yeah, let's go. And Emma was like, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to fuck this girl in the face and kill her. So, yeah.
I liked how diplomacy was discussed and then dismissed.
Yeah. And Bara was like, this needs to be an option. I'm not going to go with it, though.
Awesome. And of course, we've got D20 Coup de Grace right down here. He'll be back with us next week as well, as he is traveling. Just a busy week for traveling this week. But next week, we'll be back in awesome mini boss fight. He will wake up from his beauty sleep, as, a good Deep Shaft Prince should. And last but certainly not least, we have Shiny Pilot 206.
Oh, sorry, it disappeared there for EVM there. Just getting a little bothered with the eyes. But I'm here Mondays, Tuesdays, and tonight for favorite part. Ron is experiencing a little bit more insight into everybody's kind of bloodthirstiness, and Ron doesn't know how to take it. So I was actually kind of enjoying. Everybody's like, "No, we're just gonna just kill her, just take her down. Yeah, we're gonna call it good." And then it'll be interesting to see how that plays out next week. It'll be very interesting. Yeah, that was about it.
For sure. And of course, I'm Lindy. You can find me here, Laugh with Lindy. Check us out on Twitter and YouTube. Twitter for when we go live on stuff, and YouTube for VODs of previous episodes, which I'm gonna catch up on soon. I got behind again because in-laws were visiting, but you know, I'm free now, so they'll all be updated soon. And of course, I think I had two favorite parts. I really liked when y'all were discussing whether or not Elam and Magnus's excessive sleep was either a curse or just very unhealthy and needed to have a talking to. I was amused by that. And then I just loved that you were like, no, like, we should just kill her. No, we shouldn't, like, and it'd be like the same sentence from each of y'all. Just, let's kill her. No, actually, wait, we probably shouldn't. They'll just get even more mad at us, the town. Well, no, let's just go kill her. So I loved that diplomacy was thought of, considered, and then promptly just dismissed. That tickled me as a DM, and of course we'll have absolutely no ramifications on anything that's going on, because that'd be silly. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We appreciate y'all watching. We have a blast playing, and we are glad you guys enjoy these shenanigans as well. We'll be back next week for Mini Boss Battle. Goodbye!